Xiaomi has also announced its new phone, the Redmi Note. This one also comes with a 5.5-inch screen with a quad-core MediaTek processor. The phone runs on Android and carries a 13-megapixel camera at the back. The phone comes with 8 GB of internal memory and is expandable. Priced at 9,000 rupees, this is one of the cheapest 5.5-inch smartphones in the market. Xiaomi has made quite an impact with its feature-rich devices at shockingly low price points, and now the company plans to expand its operations in India. We got a chance to talk to Hugo Barra, a man who was once the official spokesman for Google's Android platform and now is the Vice President of Xiaomi Global. Hugo, thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, the Mi 3 has got a great, overwhelming response. In fact, Xiaomi, only 3 months in the country, you've really raked up some good numbers out there, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done over 500,000 devices already, and this was back in October, so 3 months into the market, and we are accelerating sales. We've been fortunate to see a lot of demand, so we're really excited about what's happening so far.
Now, how do you manage to achieve this price point? Because the pricing that you brought the devices in, they're equivalent in terms of the specs. I mean, when I had the Mi 3, I was comparing it, this is the Nexus 5 for 1/3 the price. Because the same specs, better battery life, and there were so many things going for it. And that convinced a lot of people to pick it up. Absolutely disruptive pricing.
So we are a very different company, and the way we make, distribute, and sell these devices is very, very different. And a lot of it has to do with distribution, but also marketing. Number one, we sell online. We sell direct. That means we don't have the typical channel costs that normally you see in this space with distributor margins, reseller margins, franchisee margins, and so on and so forth. Yeah. That's number one. Number two is we market directly on social media. We don't buy media. We don't do advertising. So our marketing costs are incredibly low.
Yeah.
And then third, we have a very focused portfolio that's very small. Yeah. And we keep products in the market for a very long period of time, which means component costs actually drop dramatically over time, which allows us to price devices, certainly at the beginning of the cycle, very close to cost.
So you achieve economies of scale
precisely
through volumes.
That's right.
Now, this model going in the future, I believe it takes about 18 months. That's the idea of a device sitting on the shelf. 18 months is what you have.
18 months or more. We've done 25, 26 months.
Do you think in the future that's how it's going to be? It's going to be all online, cut down the middlemen?
I don't think it's going to be all online. I mean, I think retail is going to continue to exist for a very long time, and it, of course, across every industry. Yeah. But the role of e-commerce in India, I think, is going to evolve pretty dramatically, and it has been very fast. To give you an idea, the very latest devices that we've sold, we counted the number of cities where we received orders from, and we have already sold products to people in over 1,000 cities here in India, which means we're well into rural India at this point. Yeah. It goes to show that e-commerce is actually much more sort of well penetrated than most people think. And I really do believe that's the trend. It has been the trend in markets like Brazil, like China. India and Indonesia are now going through that e-commerce revolution, and these are two very important markets for us.
So going in the future, I mean, being such a strong market, you're chartering flights to ship in devices. How are things going to unfold?
So we've got a lot of devices coming. We just announced our very first device that's made for India. It's Redmi Note 4G, which is a 5.5-inch device. It's a larger device. And we made this device for India, right? So we've taken our first step into doing something very specific and unique for this market. So we're going to do more of that. We have a lot of work to do on the operations side. Right, we're obviously working on our own e-commerce operation as well. So a long way ahead. Plus, we want to start doing R&D here in India, and in a couple of years' time, we want to be able to do the manufacturing as well. We're not a manufacturer ourselves. We rely on partners that do the manufacturing for us, but we work very closely with them. In order for India to see a thriving manufacturing ecosystem, I think what we're going to need to see in place is an ecosystem of suppliers, parts manufacturers, components manufacturers. One day, even semiconductor industry will probably find a place here, right? And so we're sort of waiting to see this ecosystem develop, but we're also putting our name on the list, saying, "Look, we are here to be part of the manufacturing ecosystem. So, sign us up. Let us be your first customer, right? Come on down, and we guarantee that we're going to give you a lot of business."
Now, in terms of the Mi 3, after I reviewed the Mi 3 and just the design, the magnesium alloy, going with all of that, it seemed like here's a Chinese manufacturer that's trying to give a premium, and I'm sure that's been read across blogs how you're trying to be an Apple copycat. What's your take on it? I mean, Xiaomi as being termed as an Apple copycat. What do you think of that?
I don't think that we are that.
Yeah.
I actually do think that we're a very innovative company.
Yeah.
You know, we're a very young company.
Yeah.
We're 4 years old,
Yeah.
and we have taken design cues from other manufacturers, much like everybody else has done. Right? Innovation is a fluid thing.
Yeah.
Everyone builds on everyone else's ideas, but we have done so many unique things. I'll go further and say that what's coming down the line from us, I think, will shut off those conversations once and for all, because we have some really cool products down the line.
Do you think the smartphone market, you are disrupting that $500, $600 price tag with devices like the Mi 3 and the Mi 4?
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to happen? Do you think the smartphone market, the price point, will eventually come down, the average spend on a smartphone?
I think you're going to see a lot more value for your money. I think that's probably a good way to put it. You know, fundamentally, from a philosophical perspective, we believe that innovation should not be a luxury, right? Innovation is for everyone. That's in fact one of our mantras. And I think maybe we are one of the disruptive forces in this ecosystem, but there's other companies thinking the same way, right? So the reality is that I think there's always going to be room for a $600, $700, $800 device that's incredibly premium, perhaps much more premium even than what you call premium today. But I really do think that the sweet spot of the smartphone ecosystem is going to be, you know, in the $100 to $250 category for devices that would previously cost double that. It's not easy to reach those economics, and I think companies in many ways will have to reinvent themselves. We're already there, and you know, I just think that it's phenomenal to be one of these driving forces. We feel pretty good about it.